Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the top 50 cryptocurrencies by market cap. We're going to start with Tau, followed by Render, VeChain, Paul, ALGO, Atom, Fall, Athena, and then we're ending with Tron at number 50. Let's get straight into it. Tau. Okay, so here we are for Tau. Okay, Tau is maxi, bro. So for Tau, we are dropping lower. I think Tau is in a squeeze. If you look very carefully, it's an A, B, C. I suspect there'll be a D and an E as we go higher. But of course, we will love it to see. We would love to see confirmation first before doing anything. But I suspect that eventually this will be it, right? Because Tau dropped how many percent? 78%, right? And then it rose again, how many percent? 300%. And then it dropped again, how many percent? 77, 78%. So I think this is the accumulation that the whales are making for Tau, right? It's a, I'm going to assume it's a multi-year accumulation, right? Probably 2 years. And after that pump, Tau goes to 1,000. So yeah, again, still no confirmation yet. We're still under the skinny pink line. Things can still continue lower and lower until the trend ends. Only then will we have a clarity that more likely than not Tau is heading higher. Render against USD. Here we are for Render. Okay, Render, we still have a target over here, $2.50, but I suspect that Render is heading higher. Reason being, we are always going back closer and closer and closer to the highs over here, right? Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. This is how you know that the trend is still bearish, still a downward trend. Lower high, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. We're about to start taking out first, second, third, fourth highs. Once we take out all of these highs, there is a potential that there could be continuation higher for Render. But I still suspect we're going to head down to 250 first before the reversal. We hit the noisy area over here at around we actually dropped to 250 if you look at it, right? 2504. Look at L. 2504, we were at 250, so it's like, bro, just 0.004 more. Oh my god. But anyway, it is already up. So it is what it is. So close, yet so far. It's already taken off. But anyway, we still expect it to drop a little bit lower. So yeah, but it may not though. We might just start reversing from here. Form an inverse head and shoulders. That's it. Go higher. But again, the trend is still largely bearish, right? Until we clear the skinny pink line towards the upside. Form maybe an inverse head and shoulders over here. This will be fantastic. Until that happens, yeah. We're going to remain with a bearish bias. VeChain against USD. Here we are for VeChain. VeChain is still in a downwards trend. The sad thing about this is we've taken out these lows. So I suspect we're still going to drop lower. Probably sub 18 cents. We dropped down past 270. Yeah, probably taking out these lows again before a potential bullish reversal back up. So the trend is still largely bearish, and we're still anticipating more downside, right? There was a head and shoulders over here, left shoulder, a head, right shoulder. That's it. We drop, right? And all the way down, you could also see something like a descending triangle, right? At the same time, rising channels. These are all bearish continuation chart patterns. So we're not too sure what's happening over here, but again, anticipating these lows to be taken out for VeChain. Paul against USD has been in a downwards trend. Any sign of a potential reversal? Not yet. Could we still drop lower? Where? Sub 15 cents? Yeah, potentially. But again, trend is still bearish. Lower highs, lower highs, lower. You can tell, lower highs, lower highs. It's just lower highs all the way. Until we start taking out highs, right? Pop, first high we take out. Potentially, and we could be continuing higher, right? So until that happens, yeah. Remain with a bearish bias, but we could be very close to the end though. ALGO run against USD. Here we are for ALGO run. ALGO run is under the skinny pink line, which I don't really like, but I think that ALGO run has a bright future eventually. But for now, it is not too good. I suspect we're still gonna drop to like 13 cents. Right now we're at 19 cents, so yeah, more likely than not, more downside towards this area. 13 cents, I would say, around 13 cents. I think we're very close to the end. Very, 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 very close. So again, very important. We don't take out these lows, right? Probably around here, 13 cents, I would say. Probably around, let me see. Yeah, somewhere around here, 13 cents. Right. Let me just circle the sell cluster here. So just look out for this low being taken out. So once this low is taken out, hey, more downside. Very likely more downside for Algorand. And then after that, things could go bananas eventually for Algorand. Potentially, right? So this is what Algorand has been doing, right? It rallies, and then it goes lower. It rallies. Okay, so if you look previously, right, Algorand was in a downward trend, lower highs, until suddenly, woo, the trend shifted bullish. We took out these highs. So I'm like, okay. And then we dropped, but we didn't take out these lows. What happened? The bullish trend, largely, the bullish trend continued for Algorand. So again, same thing over here. You can see that more likely than not, this is going to hold. More likely than not, of course, no guarantees. More likely than not, it's going to hold. So this would signify a potential bullish trend continuation. It's not as pretty, I would say. We would prefer it if there was like a squeeze over here before the breakout. See, but there was no squeeze that came. So it just went. And we've already taken out these highs. So I'm like, this is progress. First, we take out this high, this move, retrace, and then pump, we go up, take out these highs. So again, we are anticipating the trend to continue higher. So eventually, we are hoping this to be taken out, and this will be taken out and taken out. Again, more likely than not, once we take out one by one, there'll be retraces as well as we go higher and higher. So for now, I think that Algorand has potential though, but probably we're going to drop a bit more first, right? Especially this cell cluster over here. I suspect we're going to clear this first, right? So yeah, of course, we could also break above the skinny pink line just like that. But I would anticipate 5 waves though. 1, 2, 3, probably another 4 here, and dropping down to 5. Something like that. So let's all go around for you. Atom against USD. Here we are for Atom. So this is where Atom is at the moment. Again, we are hoping for these highs. So like I said, if you look very carefully, this is how you know, with the skinny pink line, right, telling you that the trend is still bearish because we keep getting lower highs, 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 lower highs. See that? You see that? So even if you were to rally, as long as we don't take out these highs, right, the trend could still continue lower for Atom. So Atom is looking kind of sad though at the moment, right? And we've already taken out the lows. Lower lows. We keep getting lower lows, you know, lower highs. Yeah, so the trend is still largely bearish. So I would preach caution while going long because we are not too sure whether if this is going to be it. But again, skinny pink line is also your friend. Once we break above it, stay above it, more likely than not, we continue higher for Atom. Filecoin, fall against USDT. Here we are for Filecoin. So Filecoin is a set coin in the sense that we took out all of these highs with this one move. All of it. But then we dropped even lower, clearing all of these lows. So I'm like, what? That's very, very sad. Very sad. So from this point, right, you could tell that, again, this is just another downwards trend, you see. This is another downwards trend. But how low are we going to go? I don't know. Could we do something like this as well? You know, clear all of this and come all the way down? Yeah, for sure we could. For sure. But yeah, Filecoin is very sad. So nothing much for Filecoin. Not at this point of time. ENA, Athena against USD. So what we like about Athena is it's also in a potential squeeze. We love it. We absolutely love it. So yeah, I suspect that we're heading towards this noisy area. Quite obvious, right? You can see this very, very noisy area here. So probably around 23 cents, I would say. Sub 23, right? 27 right now. You can see that we are potentially forming a descending as we head towards 23. So in my opinion, right, the end may not be too far away for Athena. And Athena is a coin that orbits Ethereum. So I think the alt season that will come is the alt season of Ethereum, where Ethereum goes bananas and everything in its orbit will go bananas as well. So yeah, things like Athena, Ethereum name service, yeah, a lot of other, you know, very Ethereum leaning coins are going to make it together with Ethereum. So you would want to fuel your bags with those coins. We actually did talk about it previously. So yeah, but anyway, Next will be Trump. So Trump against USD. Here we are for Trump. And Trump is, again, downwards trend. Oh, you know it's downwards trend? There's no skinny pink line, right? But you keep seeing lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. This is just lower highs and lower highs here. At what point will we see, hey, maybe it's a bullish trend, right? A trend reversal could be coming. Either we get a bullish reversal chart pattern, maybe we get a hammer as a candlestick, or we start taking out highs after highs. Take out these highs first one by one. So, oh, okay, I think the trend is shifting. Okay, the trend is shifting very likely. Okay, the trend is shifting, yeah. So, yeah, again, it's still down, so I would preach caution about rushing in too soon. All right, hope you guys have a great weekend ahead of you. See you the next one. Ta-ta.